Hey everyone, Dockwell here, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a carry tier list for 7.29D, and that's the most recent patch. It's been out for a little while now. It was the one that was played, or the animator was played on. There might be a new patch coming out soon. We don't know if it'll be before or after TI qualifiers, but I figured, hey, I might as well make a video because I just decided to, whatever, if it's outdated in a little bit, I'll just make another one. So that's what we're going to do here. And briefly before I get into it, I just want to say that this is a combination of like pro and pub tier list. And obviously it's a bit of an opinion. I'm not the best player in the world, so I don't like have the perfect end all be all, balance or all these things. I'm just looking at win rates and pick rates and those kinds of things and just trying to make a good balance there. And I'm also not trying to do it for, completely for the immortal player or the pro scene, because a lot of times that doesn't really help people that are lower MMR. So in any case, without digressing too much further, let's just jump into it. So first we have Ursa, and I think Ursa is very, very good this patch because it's been, buffed for a lot of recent patches. Obviously he has the mobility now. He was really good even before with the Battle Fury build. People are doing Diffusal now, and I think you can still at lower levels do Battle Fury. He's just really, really good, really hard to deal with in pubs and those kinds of things. He's also pretty decent in the pro scene. Not the best, but I think that's because he's pretty easy for newer players and for players at lower MMRs to play. I think he's just a top hero to play right now and to pick right now. And also I really like him. I enjoy him. I play him a lot. So that's him. And then next we'll have Wraith King. And I think he's also S tier because, again, he's easy to play. He's pretty simple. You have two different kinds of builds, one with Radiance, one with the right-clicking armlet build. He's being picked in pro and high-level Dota, but he's also really, really good for lower levels. He's being picked a lot and those kinds of things, and he's easy to play. So that's why I would pick these two heroes, just because if there's a carry hero that you want to learn this patch because they're good, I think these two are the top ones for pubs. Now, we can move on then to the A tier. And the reason why I have these three in A tier is because these heroes are probably the best heroes in pro Dota that we saw at the major, but they're not that good in pubs in the sense that they might be good in higher level pubs, but in lower level pubs, they might not have the best win rate because they require some kind of team coordination, some kind of, they're just higher skill cap, those kinds of things. There's just something about the hero that's not the easiest to play, with Spectre, with how Spectre plays off map and then uses ult to come in and team fight. Terrorblade with how you have to basically time his ability, time his metamorphosis, and then Luna because she kind of has this weird mix of right-click damage but spell build, and she kind of falls off a little bit later but farms really quickly. It's just these heroes aren't as easy to play, but they're very, very, very good right now. So this almost might be S tier 2 or something like that. It's right up there. I even considered including all of these heroes together, but I just put them a little bit further down there because for our purposes, having this channel and the things that I usually do being geared towards lower level, lower MMR players, I think that putting these a little bit step below these guys, it is something it's just a good way of representing the heroes. So next we can move on to tier B. And this just is that these heroes are all kind of just lower than the S and A tier heroes. And we have a little bit of a mix in here. We have Faceless Void, we have Phantom Lancer, and we have Morphling that are all pretty good both in pro but also in pubs. If you know how to play these, they can be, Phantom Lancer and Morphling can be pretty complicated. They can be hard to play, but they're kind of good in both regions. They're good in pubs in general, and they're also good in the pros. They're being picked. They might have counters. They're not the best, but they're being picked a good amount. Where then you have the other three heroes over here, which are Chaos Knight, Clinks, and Ricky. And those are more pub heroes just because I see that they aren't being picked a ton, but they have insane win rates a lot of times in pubs just because, you have the Invis heroes here, and then you have an Illusion hero that just does a ton of damage. And for whatever reason, they're strong enough that they are just stomping pubs, especially probably lower level pubs, but even higher level pubs as well. So I kind of included them in there as a higher tier. Even though they might not be picked a lot, they still are winning a lot. So it just says it's kind of trying to balance that out. So I think, learning any of these heroes would be good, but you do have to, especially a lot of these heroes take a specific style of play. They're not that easy. They're not a generic carry, but they're pretty good, and that's probably because of their uniqueness and their specific style of play. But you do need to know how to use Faceless Void's ult and how to go in and out with Phantom Lancer and all those different kinds of things. You have to be a Morphling player, and you probably aren't going to be playing Morphling unless you're a little bit higher skilled in those kinds of things. So that's my B tier. And then C tier, we have like more generic heroes, like you see Slark, Lifestealer, Juggernaut, and Anti-Mage. I could even probably move Anti-Mage over here. Just have like these 4 generic carries that like people pick all the time. I think Slark is decent. Slark is kind of like trending downwards in the recent patches, but I still think he's good enough. I really like him, and he's probably my favorite hero. Obviously, I have level 20 with him, but he's probably trending downward. Anti-Mage is not always the best, depending on the games, but and then Lifesteal and Juggernaut, they're like kind of always good in pubs just because they have those innate built-in BKBs. But these 4 generic carries are probably your best generic carries for this patch, especially for pubs. If you just want to like spam out, a random carry, I think you can pick these and be fine. And then these 3 are more like specialized. They have strengths. They have a lot of strength and a lot of weaknesses, but they can play carry. And in some ways, they're only like available on high levels. I think Nature's Prophet is really only being played carry in like a higher level, not that much in lower levels. You might even get flamed if you picked him, but I just decided to include him in here because he is getting played as a carry occasionally in like pros and stuff. Naga Siren, maybe not the best in pros, but I think still good enough that you can pretty much stomp with her if you know what you're doing, especially in pubs. And then Drow's kind of middle of the road there. She's pretty good at times. She can really stomp at times, but then other times she doesn't look very good. It's just like kind of a matchup dependent thing, but still pretty decent hero. So I think that's your C tier. It's like your generic, okay, just middle of the road heroes. And then D tier, I think these are all the carries that are basically like, you can pick them, but I don't see them very often. They're not getting picked that often, and they're really not good. You have Gyro. I haven't seen Gyros in forever. I've seen almost like more support Gyros, to be honest. You have Razor, who, Razor has honestly been more of like a mid or even a off lane sometimes. I really don't see Razor carry that much. Monkey King, like he can be good in some people's hands, but I just don't see him very much either. I don't think he's that strong. Weaver, I think the only player that plays this hero is Mason. He's just not that great right now. Sven, still okay, but ever since the nerfs at that Sven patch like 6 months ago or whatever, ever since those big nerfs, I don't think he's really been that viable. He gets picked sometimes and even in pros sometimes, but I just don't think he's that good, and I wouldn't put him above any of these generic heroes. Then you have Bloodseeker. I don't think Bloodseeker's been really a carry. He is still a carry hero. Like, people have picked him as a carry, but it's almost like he's only recently been good as like an offlaner, but then he was nerfed, so now he's still like a carry, but just not a good carry. And then the last 2 here, I would say that Troll and PA, I put them down here because I don't think they're kind of like generic carries or like decent carries that if you know how to play them and you're good with them, I think you can still pick them, but I just don't see them being, just based on their win rates and their pick rates and stuff, I don't see them being very good either. I think Troll has one of the worst win rates, which is interesting in like Divine Bracket and stuff. So yeah, that's why I included them kind of below these other generic ones. And so that's your D tier. That's like the lowest tier of heroes that I think you can pick. And then F tier over here, we have heroes that basically I don't think you should pick at all. Unless you're a lone druid player, you basically just never pick this hero. And I don't even know if picking this hero carry is ever a thing, especially now. Maybe it will be when it's good, but it's mainly a mid. I just included it in here because like people could pick it carry. It kind of carries the game, but it's not really how the hero's played. I could maybe even delete it off this list. And then you have these other 2, which is basically Lycan is no longer a hero without Necrobook, I don't think. Maybe there would be a patch where he can buy like Helm Dom or something, and that would work. But right now, I just think Lycan is just terrible. Maybe if you're a Lycan player, you could still make him work, kind of, but I just don't see, ever since they got rid of Necrobook, that this hero and like Beastmaster are just not real heroes anymore. Beastmaster actually was a hero because of his Axes build, but that's since been nerfed. That's a different that's off lane, so we don't worry about that. And then Alchemist, I think this hero is literally either up here or down here. It's like, just based on the nature of the hero with his ability to get gold, either him getting gold quickly is like really, really good and he's like S or A, or it's like not good at all and he's just F. Like he's almost like never in the middle here. I still think you could probably pick the hero and like do well, but I don't see anyone picking him. His win rate is just atrocious. So I put him down here. We obviously know it's not an Alchemist patch where like the previous main patch, it was an Alchemist patch. So, yeah, he's just in the F tier. So that is my carry tier list. I hope that was informative for you guys. I'm sure, you know, since this is more of like opinion and I'm not the best player in the world, I'm sure people will disagree with this or want to put other heroes, their favorite heroes up, or say other heroes suck and put them down. That's fine. I like the discussion. I'm not saying this is the be-all, end-all, but I think this is like a good mix. I tried to mix, like I said, pub and pro heroes, like based on the picks and win rates of both, all statistics from the games and also from the recent majors. So yeah, if you have any comments or you like this video, obviously like, comment, subscribe, those kinds of things. As always, if you want me to take a look at a replay, I'd be happy to do so. And if you disagree with my tier list, leave a comment below and let me know why. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.